MSME.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and a very warm welcome to CNBC TV 18's MSME Leadership Series, presented by the Union Bank of India. E.F. Shoemaker, the celebrated economist and thinker, wrote a book called Small is Beautiful. The theme was a perspective on economics as if people mattered. Well, small is indeed beautiful when it comes to the MSME sector in India. The micro and small medium enterprises is an important pillar of the Indian economy as it contributes nearly 8% to the country's GDP, 45% to manufacturing output, and 40% to exports. To kickstart this evening and set the context for this series, I'd like to invite on stage Mr. A.B. Ravi, Editor, Special Projects, CNBC TV 18.
MSME is a subject that's close to our heart. We at CNBC TV 18 have recognized the importance of this sector for the growth of our economy quite early in the day. So in our own way, we have been espousing the cause as well as celebrating the success through various editorial shows. We all know the potential of this sector is huge. It can transform the country dramatically. Let me give you two examples. Abroad, the contribution of MSME sector to the country's GDP is phenomenal. In Taiwan, it contributes 85% to its GDP, while in UK, USA, Germany, and France, it contributes over 50%. In India, it is just 8%. Second, this sector has huge employment potential. In India, MSME accounts for 21% of the total employment, while in Italy, it accounts for 80%. In Singapore, it is 70%. In Canada, it is 90%. It averages around 50% in the US and UK. I'm sure the government has recognized its huge potential as it has set up a separate MSME ministry to not only handle but also give boost to the sector. But more needs to be done. We at CNBC TV 18 and our partner Union Bank of India felt very strong about creating a forum that would bring MSME players and other stakeholders on a single platform. A platform that makes it possible to discuss and deliberate the needs of this growing tribe of MSME. A platform that draws the attention of policymakers on what more needs to be done to fast-track the MSME sector. Thus was born MSME Leadership Series. To start with, we have identified manufacturing hubs like Coimbatore, Hyderabad, Ahmedabad, Jaipur, Delhi to host this event. And we are kicking off this event from Coimbatore today. We hope this platform becomes the melting pot for the MSMEs. Thank you.
I would now like to call on stage a man who has been championing the cause of the MSME sector for many years. Please welcome on stage Mr. Rakesh Sethi, Executive Director, Union Bank of India.
Nice to be in the city of MSMEs, the Coimbatore. And we are happy to be partnering with CNBC as an initiative. I think the word used very rightly by both the speakers earlier, as a partner. And I believe once I am finished with my part of the speech, maybe I will request you to be partner with Union Bank. And that is how I think the objective of our being into the 5 series is that bank is there for the MSMEs to look forward to the growth. If you look at the facts or the data, if you look at it, the sector by itself contributes to 45% of the manufacturing output is coming through the MSMEs. 40% of total exports of the country is through MSMEs. And 10 crore people, 106 million is around 10.6 crore people are employed in this sector. Through 36 million enterprises, that is the size of our MSMEs, having overall 6,000 products ranging from traditional to high-tech, all those which are manufactured by MSMEs in the country. MSME will be key beneficiary of the Make in India initiative, which encourages companies to increase manufacturing in India. It essentially seeks to tap into India's demographic dividend by paving the way from farms to factories. For Union Bank, I think this MSME sector by itself is a core focus area for us. Every year, if I am growing my credit at 10 to 15%, my MSME credit growth is double than that. So if I have grown 12% last time, my MSME credit growth is 25%. So this is a focus wherein we are trying to give more to the RAM sector, which we say retail, agriculture and MSME. And MSME to us is a core of the activity. And to provide you that type of a benefit, 42 cluster-specific schemes have been made. At the same time, the bigger cities, including Coimbatore and all those, in 20 centers we have provided for a SARAL, which we call it as the processing hub of the proposals. So that can also provide the expedited sanction of the proposals. Thank you very much.
It's now time to steer the course of the evening to the panel discussion on the MSME sector in India. Issues, challenges and opportunities. To moderate this panel discussion, I would like to again invite on stage our Editor Special Projects, CNBC TV 18, Mr. A.B. Ravi.
Welcome to the special discussion, MSME, Issues, Challenges and Opportunities. Let me kickstart the evening by talking to two self-made millionaires here, Mr. Saktivel and Mr. Ravi. Does size matter in the business? What was your experience when you started the business?
As you said that small is beautiful, take my story. My capital investment was only 50,000 rupees in 1973. So now our group turnover we do about 300 crores. So the size is not important. The entrepreneurship is more important. Another thing here, we talk about MSME. We see each individual MSME entrepreneurs, it is their personal effort they have come up.
Okay.
There is no hand-holding by government, I can boldly say that. It's only personal enterpriseship is the thing which MSME is coming up. Now this is the high time for the government to have a common facilities to encourage more entrepreneurship in MSME.
Okay, let me get Ravi. He's a self-made man. Can you share with this audience how it all began? Was it easy? The size matter? Is small beautiful?
I think I will say small was beautiful earlier,
okay.
But in the current circumstances, I will not say small is beautiful. I have my own reasons.
Okay.
I started a decade after Mr. Saktivel, and I think I will share exactly what he said about the vision and the entrepreneurship. It is more against the current, no government support, actually more hurdles. And even today, I think whatever everybody says single window clearance is only single window clearance. After that, the problems you face to meet all the demands of the government agencies.
So then and now much has changed. It's only the spirit of entrepreneurship is important, you see.
Yes, nothing much has changed. Actually, more rules and regulations have come in.
But still you have grown to a sizable
We are
level.
770 crore last year.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, with all the hurdles, you have grown to 700 crore. If the government has given a good handholding boost, you could imagine where these entrepreneurs could be. So let me get Mr. Krishna Kumar in. We all know what MSME is doing to this economy. They make some 7,000 products. They are giving employment to some 100 million people, 40% to export, 40% on the output, industrial output, and 21% of the employment. Yet, there is a perception that this sector is being given a stepmotherly treatment. Is that perception right?
Yeah, it is perfectly right. The MSME segment, as it is investment fixed by the government is very low. For micro segment, they fix 25 lakhs as the cap. And for medium segment, so small segment is 5 crores and medium segment is 10 crores. It has to be enhanced adequately to ensure that more number of units are coming under MSME.
But I think that is changing. That threshold level is being changed.
Yeah. Secondly, there are certain areas where government can do well. In fact, recently government issued a circular to all PUC undertakings to procure at least minimum 20% from MSME units. So that it will give more trust to the MSMEs.
But I was told the central government, all the procurement, at least 20% is given to MSMEs?
Yes. It has come. Recently it has come.
Okay. So is it going to help your sector?
I'm not very sure. Because any government orders, I think we have to wait a long, long time. With the new thrust Make in India, Made in India, Made for India, I think that may change. But I think there's any governmental agency delay. This is a problem.
Okay, if I were to ask a very specific question, is the MSME ministry really helpful for this sector? What are they doing?
See, the thing is, the ministers and secretary has got a lot of ideas and they want really do something for the MSME. But the low level, they are not interested. For example, I was in the bank, two banks as in the board of banks.
Okay.
The people in the bank, they goes to the big players to the doorstep, and for 0.15% spread, they'll go and beg the people to for the money, for the giving loan. But when MSME fellow goes and knocks the door at the bank, they never look at him. He wants only 10 lakhs. They're never bothered. But if you want 1,000 crores, the bank goes to the step and the spread is less, but still they do it for them. This is what the attitude of banks and also the government officials.
We have got a very sporting banker. Let's ask him two questions. What Shaktivel has said and what you said earlier in your speech. Triple-rated companies come to you, what will be the rate of interest? And MSME comes to you, what will be the rate of interest? That is one part. The second part is, who is a better guy to back with in terms of NPS? Are they large companies or MSME? Who is a better?
Any organization is there to grow. And if you are having, like in your MSME also, who is giving you a bulk order, will you not be providing him a discount? And where it is a 1 or 2, there will be a difference. So I think partially it takes care of that part. But I am not escaping from the responsibility as a public sector bank. If we say our ambition is to let the economy grow, but over a period of time, if you are not as a public sector bank, equally are starved of the capital, then that is where the rating of the accounts make a difference.
Okay.
Why I spent a bit of time to explain the rating, why it makes a difference. If it is a AAA rated account, my provisioning or capital requirement is only 20%. And if it is an unrated account, where generally most of the MSME unit comes to, for the same 10 lakh, even if I have to provide for, my capital weightage is 150%. It's not 20%.
Okay.
7 times more I have to provide for a capital where I am giving a loan to a unrated company. These are the things which perhaps don't come too much to the public. That is where I think the awareness will make a difference.
Coming back to the government of India set up 10,000 crore MSME development fund, and they also tells up some 200 crore technology upgradation fund. Has this benefited your sector?
Yeah. Technology upgradation fund is available only for textiles and leather sector. It's not available to other sectors. Government has to extend this to other sectors also for MSMEs, irrespective of the sectors. Secondly, there is a cap on technology upgradation fund. It's up to 15 lakhs per unit. And it has to be enhanced to a minimum 50 lakhs because the cost of investments are more now.
So, coming back to whether we need to create a separate financial architecture besides Mudra Bank for the MSMEs?
I think it should be, first of all, small and medium scale sector should come on priority sector lending. That has to be sure.
Okay.
Second thing is, what the difficulty I faced is, trying to migrate from small scale to medium scale, the collateral was not enough. At that particular point, the bank lets the unit go. And it is remaining a small scale, it is capped as small scale. So, how we got out of it, we took a high risk, went to the NBFC for 4 years, become almost like a medium scale. Then we are able to again get the bank funding. So, this is a situation, the bank is happy to fund a small scale as long collateral is available. And after that, it should be interesting for the size. This is 2 points. Coming back to whatever you were saying, I think today if you were buying an Innova and a taxi, it is 15 lakhs or 20 lakhs is the loan. There's 1 crore cap for an industry who is employing more people and doing, I think that is not enough.
Now let me get Ajay Thakur in. How the life is going to be easy after listing on MSME exchange.
So let me tell you, we were talking about small is beautiful. For BSE, it has always been a motto that small is the next big thing to happen. A stock exchange is a place where all these things will be addressed. Either we should dependent upon the government to do all the things for us, or we should make ourselves so strong that we should take care of ourselves. Now, what as a stock exchange we have done? We are into existence for last 140 years. Let me give you an example, and most of all of you know that Reliance got listed in 1979 with a market capitalization of just 11 crore. Today, Reliance Industries' market capitalization is 3 lakh crore. Infosys got listed in 1992 with a market capitalization of 35 crores. Today, the market capitalization is 2,75,000 crore. So, this way, a lot of things have happened into the capital market. Now, how the capital market benefits you? Number one, of course, financing. Today, you are totally dependent on debt financing. So, you get equity financing for your working capital needs, for your expansion, for your acquisition, and for all other things, or paying bank loans. Number one. Number two, it will help you make your balance sheet strong. See, most of the companies in 4.5 years, I have met 15,000 companies. And most of the places I have found that the top line is very good, 300 crores turnover, 800 crores turnover, or 500 crores turnover with a very weak bottom line. Maybe 50 lakhs to 2 crores I have seen the problem. Maybe some may be the reason of taxation or some other things because of the huge tax. But one of the most important reasons for having such a low bottom line was the company were over-leveraged, a lot of dependency on bank funding. So, by going for equity funding, you are getting your balance sheet stronger, your bottom line increases, becomes healthy, your balance sheet becomes healthy. Third thing, we are talking about marketing. Yeah. Okay? Now, your visibility increases manifold. By getting listed on the stock exchange, today you have various business channels who are covering day and night the equity, the companies. So you get a valuation, you get the visibility of your company, automatically marketing starts.
Okay, now I'm going to come to the final question. If the finance minister or the MSME minister came to each one of you all and asked, what are 3 or 4 things you all would recommend that would spur growth for the MSME sector?
The financial support should be there from the MSME ministry for seed capital.
Okay.
Because to start up units, it will be difficult for them to raise money from their own source or from other sources. So the seed capital should be provided by the government. Secondly, the interest rate for MSME should be pegged at base rate plus 0.5 to 0.1% for a period of 3 years till the gestation period is over for them. In other countries, they are providing investors 5 years tax holiday. Similar facility should be extended to MSMEs in India also.
Of course, technology upgradation fund should be available for other sectors also, not only textile or leather, as other sectors. The next is, I think, the Factories Act should be more simplified. These are the last thing is maybe the marketing platform has to be a little more. I think in Coimbatore we have Codicia, we have one Pragati Maidan, where somebody in private has put something in Bangalore. Yeah. There is no way you can showcase your products. It is very costly.
Shakti, will you?
See, cost of fund we already talked about. Definitely, as they are given a interest subvention for the MSME sector for the exports, they should at least give 2% interest subvention for the MSME sector. The cost of fund is the more important thing. The second is labor reforms. Third is marketing. The 3 things should be immediately looked after.
Ajay, what is your recommendations?
Number one, as far as debt funding is concerned, SME sector is being treated as the priority sector, okay, where all the banks are being funded. But as far as equity is concerned, when the companies in SME companies are coming with an IPO, there has not been any funds marked for equity funding in the priority sector. So my suggestion will be the government should think on this line also, where some equity funding should also happen. So that most of the company, what happens, what I have seen is that they die more because of debts than anything else. Second thing, I think bankruptcy law needs to be brought very fast. That is second thing. Third thing, the incubation center and the vocational training, skill development. In India, the major problem is skill development. Okay, so vocational training and skill development centers should be put near the Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities more.
I think skill development near to tier 2 or tier 3, it
yeah.
will make a lot of difference. And more on the export credit, I think there is a lot of things still to be done by the government as well. Reason being, if 45% of the export, if it is going through the units, they keep on waiting, okay, we will give to the 6 units, 6 industries, like say chemicals, textiles, or these only incentive will be available. For me, if I have to maintain my current account deficit, if I have to be generating more of my forex reserves, I think irrespective of the industry, if they are able to provide export credit incentive to all export units, more into the MSME, it will provide a good fillip.
Gentlemen, thanks a lot for being on the show. Thank you very much.
Thank you all for that riveting panel discussion. The most promising MSME in Coimbatore.
Focus, ideate, innovate, enable.